There are 3 teams at the top of League One with 3 wins out of 3. But will they be there after match number 4? We'll get into it next. Number 4 out in League One, and we'll get to that in just 1 second. If you're new to the channel, chat to the orange, smash movement, smack a bit of English. One Rooski, that's right, boys and girls. We'll get to all that in just 1 second. Again, a big shout out to the patrons, of course. We actually just lost one in of course, through travelling time and wind distance and all that. So we're down to 18, but besides that, 2 patrons currently have upped their pledge. So tremendous support for those guys, taking up the slack, of course, for any deficit that we have suffered over the past couple of days. So big shout out to Chris Wilson and of course Russell Frost for upping their pledge, boys and girls. Respect to both of those guys, and of course the other the amazing boys and girls that are the patrons for the channel. Anyway, if you are interested in becoming a patron of the channel, check out the old description link down there, patreon.com/Roverseas. Try and get that bad boy back up to 19, and maybe even 20. That'd be absolutely tremendous. Anyway, let's get into the deep end. Of course, take a look at League 1, or League 1, should we say. It's not League 1, but it's League 1 out in England. EFL, let's get into the deep end then. There's criteria, boys and girls. We're going to have a look at my picks first, then yours. 0 to 4. Shitface Gang 5 to 9. Straight Face Club 10 plus. You're in the top banana. My picks on the left. The real deal was on the right. Here we go. Accrington Stanley got battered by Oxford 4-1 in the end. James Emery on the score sheet. Joe Pritchard and a brace for Matty Taylor, who is a goal scoring machine at this level. 4-1. Ryan Cassidy, the one to go for Accrington. Ian Charles get himself sent off on this one. Shame on them. I actually went with Oxford. I did see it coming, but not that bad. Crewe Alexandra picked up an impressive win over Milton Keynes Dons. Miguel Mandron on the score sheet for Crewe. Oliver Finney as well to wrap it up on the 20th minute. 0-0 for me. Got that one wrong. Doncaster did dispose of Bristol Rovers. The battle of the Rovers on this bad boy. The goal scorers on the day was... Who was it? Who was it? I can't see it. Where are they? There they are. No, they're not. There they are. 4-1 win. 4-1 win. Joe Wright, Magica Gomez, Taylor Richards, and John Taylor on the score sheet for Doncaster. Luke Leary getting the 1-0 goal for Bristol. Actually went with the 2-0 win for Doncaster. So, not too bad. Not too bad on that one. Of course, Fleetwood Town did not beat Wimbledon. Wimbledon actually picked up a monstrous away with Steve Siddon on the score sheet. Joey Barton's Fleetwood stumbling there. Actually went with the 3-0 win for Fleetwood. Wrong. Gillingham, though, buoyed by the new signing Dominic Samuel. Of course, we prepped him for you boys. Of course, ex-Rovers. 2 goals on his debut. Bobby Dazzler for Dominic Samuel. Tremendous start. 2-2 went for me. That was before the move was confirmed. So now I know. Now I know they're being blessed with Dominic Samuel up top. 2-0. Gillingham. Nice win. Actually went with 2-2. Next up, of course, Ipswich. 2-0 winners over Rochdale. Called it, boys. Called it. Got it bang on the nose. Scores on the day for Ipswich. Teddy Bishop and Gwian Edwards. Or Gwian Edwards for Ipswich. Called it, boys. Called it. Of course, Hull also maintained the heat at the top of the table. 2-0 win over Northampton Town. Actually called the amount of goals. I thought it was going to be a 1-1 draw. But 2-0 in the end. Hull coming out on top. Keane, Lewis Potter and George Honeyman on the score sheet for Hull. Meanwhile, Plymouth, they can manage a draw against Shrewsbury. Actually went with a 2-1 win for Plymouth. So I'm not too happy about that one in the end. The goal scorers on the day, though, for Plymouth. Conor Grant, 29th minute. Josh Vailon scores for Shrewsbury to give them a show of the sports. Meanwhile, Portsmouth lost to Wigan. Goodness gracious me. No players, Wigan. They still come out on top with Lee Evans, not the comedian, the footballer, and Tom James on the score sheet. Not the singer, but a footballer as well. Ellis Harris on the score sheet for Pompey as they lost. I think they're in a bit of... Whoa. I think they're in a bit of trouble, aren't they, Pompey at the moment. Where are they in the table? They're sitting in 20th spot. I don't know how long he's got left. I think he could be on his way out, the old manager there, Pompey. Meanwhile, Sunderland did beat Peterborough 1-0. Squeaky clean. Grant led better for the penalty spot, 81st minute, to give themselves the points. Actually went the 3-1 for Sunderland. Swindon, they did beat Burton Albion 4-2. Jordan Stevens, Brad Pittman, Matthew Broadry, and Johnny Smith on the score sheet for Swindon. Stephen Quinn and Lucas Atkins on the score sheet for Burton. I actually went with a 0-0 on that one. And Lincoln, they did beat Charlton. They have got new owners. It might be all game changer though for Charlton. They might be ready to turn things around. George Grant and Lewis Montsman on the score sheet for Lincoln as they came out on top of the 2-0 win. Actually went the 2-2 draw myself. Shame on me. As you can see, I did 1, 2, 3, 4. Did terrible. I don't know what that means. I think that's Straight Face Club, hopefully. But anyway, this is the table as it stands. Ipswich lead the charge. Lincoln is second. Hull are third. Of course, goal difference separates the 3 sides. Doncaster, Sunderland, and Swindon make up your power 6 on the foot of the table. Bristol Rovers, Rochdale, Milton Keynes, and Pompey going down. as it stands, boys and girls. If the season was to end today, Portsmouth are down, and would you believe it or not, Wigan survive. Anyway, again, get your predictions in nice and early. We do have a prediction leave live and active for League One, and here are some of the Picaroonies from last night. In fact, all of them. If I did miss you were just late. So Finn and Luke, you did poop. Elgin Cow, top banana. Well, not top banana, but fair play to you. Fair play. You did okay. Curtis Woodward did poop. Nathan Heaver, respect you, sir, but you did gash. Probably like me. Gaming Charlie did all right. Liam Martin did poop. Victor Carvalho did absolute gash. Brad Petford did gash. Natasha A did all right. Ultra Omamura killing it, of course. Patreon, much love, much love. Well done to you. Hull City fan did poop. Jonathan Standen did gash. Elgin Cow, not too bad. Well done to you. Sean Brennan did poop. Mike Gallagher did all right for himself. Richard Dawson, you did okay. Cody Cahoe, killing it, of course. Well done to you. Joachim Hansen, well done to you, Patreon lover. That's right, what's more want to see. Vincent Hung did okay. Shepard, we'll get to you. Cannon Bristol Fussell did all right. Shepard did okay as well. Look at that. STFC Janko, he did okay. Okay, did poop. Yannick Buster did all right. Nathan Collis did okay. Russell Frost, well done to you. Omar Esquivel did terrible, but let's go. We are QPR. Simples 1976 also did gash. And here is your week 3 leaderboard coming at you with your scores on there. So, Elgin Cow, killing it. He is the prediction king for this week. Well done to you. 8 out of 12. That's not a bad Picaroony. Joachim Hansen, Russell Frost, Cody Ho. Look at all the patrons kicking ass and taking names this week in week 4 out in League One. And this is your current overall leaderboard. Ignore my score. That's wrong. And then this is your current score. Look at that. Russell Frost is your overall prediction king as a moment in League One by 1 point over Elgin Cow and Joachim Hansen. It's a Patreon 3-peat. Look at them. Look at them. Look at them. They know what it's all about. If you want to become patrons to be kings just like these guys, they know the drill. That's right, Brad Petford. That's right, Simples. That's right, Victor Cavallo. I'm talking to you, boys. Get in there. Get in amongst it. Anyway, let's get into it then. Of course, take a look at the next round of matches, starting with AFC Wimbledon. They're going to be taking on Accrington Stanley then, shall we? These two sides have played each other 16 times, according to my knowledge. 3 wins for Wimbledon, 8 wins for Accrington Stanley, and 5 draws. The last the last 6 sees 1 win for Wimbledon, 2 wins for Accrington, and 3 draws. Last time played was in Accrington. It was a 2-1 win for Accrington Stanley. The goal scorers on the day, Jordan Clark and Dean Charles on the score sheet, with Joe Piggott on the score sheet for Wimbledon. Joe Pritchard get himself sent off for Accrington. Last time played each other in Wimbledon, though, was a 1-1 draw. August 2019, the day. Luke O'Neill on the score sheet for AFC Wimbledon. Colby Bishop for Accrington Stanley. And Zion Fishy, Faye Francis Angol get himself sent off on that one. The 1-1 draw. Wimbledon actually drawn their last 4 matches in League One. They come into this. Just 1 defeat the past 6, though, and that was against Oxford in the Cup. Meanwhile, back-to-back defeats for Accrington, losing to Oxford and Burton, both in the league, respectively. The bookies odds, I'll tell you that now. 7-5 for Wimbledon, 23-10 is your draw. 9-5 is your away win on this one. Let's take a look at the situation at the table. A win for Wimbledon in 8th, could go as high as 4th. A win for Accrington in 16th, could go as high as 6th. So, very, very fine margins on this one. Wimbledon is doing all right at the moment. I think they're going to continue with the 2-1 win over my boys, or the local team, Accrington Stanley. So, fair play, Wimbledon. Keep on doing what you're doing. Next up, of course, with Blackpool taking on Lincoln City. Doing okay at the moment. Lincoln City sitting in 2nd spot. Taking on Blackpool. These two sides have played each other 42 times, 25 wins for Blackpool, 8 wins for Lincoln, and 9 draws. The last 6, though, or last 5, should I say, 2 wins for Blackpool, 2 wins for Lincoln, and 1 draw. Last time played was in Lincoln. It was a 1-0 win for Lincoln. The goal scorer on the day, Tyrese John Jules on the 63rd minute. Last time they went to Bluefield Rovers, a 2-1 win for Blackpool. Sean Scanner on the score sheet, John Thompson as well, with Jack Payne, ex-Rover, on the score sheet for Lincoln. Lincoln actually won their last 4 matches in League One. They've also scored at least 2 goals in those last 4 matches as well. But meanwhile, Blackpool, 2 wins, 2 defeats in the past 4. Inconsistency could be their downfall. Meanwhile, Lincoln just 1 defeat the past 6 in all competitions. Obviously, against Liverpool, of course, 7-2. Just a small matter of a 7-2 defeat. Heading into this, of course, Lincoln go outright leaders if they win. Meanwhile, Blackpool in 13th could go as high as 6th if they win. Bookies odds on this one, evens for Blackpool, 11-5 is your draw, 27-10 is your away win for Lincoln. So Blackpool are your favourites on this one. And on that note, I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt and give them something out of this with the 2-2 draw over Lincoln. Points drop though for Lincoln. Perhaps they'll probably feel the more hard done by on this one. Next up, Bristol Rovers taking on Northampton Town. Let's take a closer look at these then. These two sides play each other 30 times. According to my knowledge, 12 wins for Bristol Rovers, 11 for Northampton Town, and 7 draws. The last 6, though, sees 4 wins for Bristol City and nothing for Northampton, and 2 draws. Last time played each other was in the Johnston Spade Trophy back in 2019. It was a 2-1 for Bristol Rovers. Tom Broadbent, Stefan Payne on the score sheet for Bristol Rovers. Matt Crooks on the score sheet for Northampton Town. Last time played each other in Bristol was a 1-1 draw back in 2019. 2018 in the league. In League One, Carl Bennett on score sheet for Bristol Rovers, Kevin Lucason on score sheet for Northampton, Matt Crooks on his name in lights once again, but this time getting himself sent off on this occasion. Bristol Rovers actually failed to win 17 in the last 19 matches in League One, and they're looking pretty shitty at the moment. Just one draw at the past 5, and that was against Sunderland. Meanwhile, Northampton just one win in the past 5, and that was against Shrewsbury. So these two teams both looking for something to get themselves moving in the right direction. 11-10 for Bristol Rovers for the victory. 12-5 is your 9-4 is your away win. A win for Northampton Town. Currently find themselves in 10th. Could go as high as 4th. Meanwhile, Bristol Rovers are struggling for the table at the moment. A win for them in 24th spot could go as high as 10th. They actually leapfrog Northampton in the process. I'm going with a draw on this one. I'm not convinced by either side, and I can't really back either of them. Meanwhile, Burton and Albion taking on Portsmouth. Of course, these two sides played each other 7 times, according to my knowledge. 1 win for Burton, 2 wins for Pompey, and 4 draws. Of course, Pompey in a bit of a wobble at the moment. Heading into this last 6 though between the two sides, 1 win for Burton, 1 win for Pompey, and 4 draws. Last time they played each other was at Fatton Park. Around about this time last season, it was a 2-2 draw, and yeah, I think Burton would have been happy, but they did drop a 2-goal lead. Joe Sabra, Kieran Wallace on the score sheet, John Joe O'Toole got himself sent off for Burton, Ronan Curtis, Brett Pittman on the score sheet for Portsmouth on that occasion. However, last time they played each other in Burton was a 2-1 win for Pompey. That's right. Ben Close, Matthew Clark on the score sheet for Portsmouth, Liam Boyce on the score sheet for Burton. Heading into this, Burton are actually undefeated in the last 10 home matches in League One, whereas Portsmouth actually failed to win the last 7 matches in League One. They're coming to this. 2 defeats in the past, in fact, without a win. 1 win in the past 5 for Pompey. That was against Colchester in the Johnson's Paint Trophy. Meanwhile, 1 win in the past 5 as well for Burton. That was against Accrington Stanley a couple of games back at home as well. Bookies odds will probably still go with Portsmouth despite their wobbly side. Wobbly team at the moment. 23-10 for Burton. 23-20 is your draw. 23-10 is also your draw on this bad boy. And a win for Portsmouth, who are in 21st spot in a relegation zone. Could mathematically go up as high as 8th. Meanwhile, their opposition Burton are as high as 15th. At the moment, they could go as high as 6th if they are victorious on this one. Portsmouth need a win, and then they're going to get it with a 2-0 win. Believe, baby. Next up, we have Charlton up against Sunderland. Of course, Charlton new owners. Boyd, perhaps, on this one with a very ambitious owner. Taking on Sunderland for the 78th time. The previous 77 have gone 29 wins for Charlton, 27 wins for Sunderland, and 21 draws. The last 6 sees 4 wins for Charlton, 1 win for Sunderland, and 1 draw. Last time they played each other was at Wembley in 2019. 2-1 win for Charlton it was. Goodness gracious me, we all remember the day. Ben Purrington, Patrick Bell on the 94th minute to send Charlton up. Naby Sarr with a big fat OG for Sunderland on that one. Last time they played each other in the league was in Charlton, down the valley. It was a 1-1 draw. Earlier that season, with Reece James, big fat OG, Luke O'Neill on the score sheet for Sunderland on the day. Heading into this, Sunderland unbeaten in 4. Meanwhile, Charlton without a win in 3. Bookies odds on this one: 23-10 for Charlton, 6-5 for Sunderland. Looking good. 21-10 is your draw on that bad boy. A win for Sunderland, currently find themselves in 5th. Could go top of the pops. A win for Charlton, currently in 18th. Could go as high as 6th. Boys and girls, they need a win, don't they? They need one. Boyd by the new owner, going with a 3-1 win for Charlton on the up. Next up, we have Hull City, who are doing bits at the moment, taking on Plymouth Argyle, who are just doing okay. They're doing okay at the moment. Last, these two sides played each other 54 times, 24 wins for Hull, 18 wins for Plymouth, and 12 draws. The last 6, though, between the two sides: 2 wins for Hull, 4 wins for Plymouth, and no draws. Last time they played each other was down at Adams Park. Is that where it is? It's not Adams Park. It's where home farm or whatever it is, down at Plymouth. It was a 1-0 win for Hull. Dean Windass on the score sheet in 2008. Goodness gracious me. Last time they played each other over in Hull was in 2007. It was a 5-goal thriller going in favour of Plymouth. David Norris, Rory Fallon, Sylvan Evans Blake on the score sheet, Dean Windass and Dean Marnie, of course, for Hull in a 3-2 loss. Hull have actually kept a clean sheet in the last 3 matches. Hull have also won those last 3 matches as well. Coming into this, 1 defeat in the past 4. That was against West Ham in the Cup. Meanwhile, Plymouth just 1 defeat in the past 4 as well, but a lot of draws in that mix. Their last defeat was against Leyton Orient, also in the Cup. Bookies odds, we'll probably go with Hull on this one. 4-3 on. They're looking good at the moment. 14-5 is your draw. 31-10 is your away win for Plymouth. A win for Plymouth in 9th, could go as high as 4th. A win for Hull, of course, could go outright leaders in the division. I'm going with sticking with the Tigers to make it 4 wins out of 4 with a 2-0 win over Plymouth to keep themselves looking good. Next up, Milton Keynes Dons taking on Ipswich Town. These two sides played each other 15 times, according to my knowledge. 10 wins for Ipswich, 1 win for MK Dons, and 4 draws. The last last 6, though, between these two sides. C's, 1 win for Milton Keynes Dons, 5 wins for Ipswich, no draws. Last time they played each other at the Stadium, MK was a 1-0 win for Ipswich. John Nolan on the score sheet, around about this time last year on this one. Heading into this, Ipswich have to get a clean sheet in the last 3 matches, which they've also won. They have actually just lost once in the past 4. That was against Fulham in the Cup. Meanwhile, MK Dons just 1 win in the past 5, and that was against Northampton in the Johnston's Plate Trophy. Does it count? Probably not. Bookies odds on this one. MK Dons looking wobbly, 23-10. They are the underdogs. 94 is your draw. 23-20 is your away win on this. Ipswich could go outright leaders, of course. MK Dons in the relegation zone as of recording could go as high as 10th with the W if they pick it out. I'm going with a 2-0 win for Ipswich. Paul Lambert's got these guys working a treat at the moment, and I think it will continue into this match day. Next up we have Oxford United taking on Crewe Alexandra. These two sides played each other 9 times in the past. 2 wins for Oxford, 4 wins for Crewe, 3 draws, of course. The last 6, or the last 4, should I say. 1 win for Oxford, 2 wins for Crewe, and 1 draw. Last time played was in 2012 in League 2 in Oxford. It was a 1-0 win for Crewe. Gregory Pearson on the score sheet on the 89th minute. Heading into this, Oxford not great at the moment, just 1 win in the past 4. That was against Accrington last time around. It was a convincing win though. Meanwhile, Crewe just 2 wins in the past 5 in all competitions, picking up a win against Bolton in the Johnston's Plate Trophy, and also picking up a win against MK losers at the moment last time around. Heading into this, 11-8 for Oxford on. Red hot favourites, 14-5 is your draw. 7-2 is your away win. Despite Oxford's wobbly start to the season, they sit in 11th, and a win for them could actually go as high as 6th. Crewe on the flip side currently sit in 14th spot, and a win for them could also go as high as 6th with a big fat W over Crewe. For me, it's also tight, but I'm going to go with Oxford to nick it with a 2-1 win in the end. Peterborough, posh, taking on Swindon Town at the moment. Heading into this, 32 times they've played each other, 9 wins for Peterborough, 9 wins for Swindon, and 14 draws. The last 6, though. C's, what do we have? We have 4 wins for, no we don't. We have 2 wins for Peterborough, 3 wins for Swindon, and 1 draw. Last time they played each other was in Swindon. It was in League 1. It was a 1-0 win for Peterborough. However, the last time they played each other at Peterborough was a 2-2 draw back in September 2016. Gwyn Edwards on the score sheet. Marcus Madsen as well for Peterborough. Michael Doherty with a penalty, and Jack Baldwin, the big fat OG, giving Swindon a share of the spoils. Peterborough have actually won their last 6 home matches in League 1, and they've also scored at least 2 goals in those last 6 matches as well. Heading into this, just 2 wins in the past 6, 2 wins in the past 5, should I say, in all competitions for Peterborough. Meanwhile, Swindon, same sort of form, 2 wins in the past 5 as well, and those wins included wins against Rochdale and Burton in the league. Bookies odds. What are the bookies odds on this one? 65 on for Peterborough. They are the favourites. 35 is your draw. 29-10 is your away win. Posh come into this in 19th spot, and a win for them could go as high as 6th in the table. Swindon are actually in 6th, and a win for them could go as high as number 1, depending on goal difference and all that kind of jazz. I'm going with Peterborough. I think at home they should have enough in the tank to get over the line, to get themselves back into mid-table and back into the discussion for those top 6 spots. Rochdale, what a shit start they've had to the season so far. Taking on Fleetwood Town, of course. Not a great start for Fleetwood Town either. Where are they at the moment? Currently sitting in where are Fleetwood in 12th. Anyway, these two sides played each other 18 times in the past. 4 wins for Rochdale, 6 wins for Fleetwood, and 8 draws. The last 6 though sees 1 win for Rochdale, 3 wins for Fleetwood, and 2 draws. Last time played each other was in Rochdale. It was a 5-goal Bobby Dazzler on Boxing Day last year. Paddy Madden, Carl Dempsey, and Wes Burns on the score sheet for Fleetwood. Aaron Wilbraham with a couple of goals for Rochdale. Heading into this, Fleetwood actually conceded at least 2 goals in those last 3 matches, and it's actually been 3 defeats on the spin, including a 5-2 loss to Everton in the Cup. Meanwhile, Rochdale 4 games without a win. The last win was against Morecambe in the Johnston's Plate Trophy. Bookies odds. 70-5 for Rochdale, 5-2 is draw, 34-3 on Fleetwood are your favourites, and a win for them in 12th could actually go as high as 6th. A win for Rochdale in 23rd, dare I say it, they could go as high as 10th. This one, Rochdale looks shit at the moment, Fleetwood looking good. Well, they're not looking good, they're looking better. They're looking better than Rochdale. Moving forward, Shrewsbury. Oh my goodness, Shrewsbury Town taking on Gillingham, of course. 23 times these two sides played each other in the past. 9 wins for Shrewsbury, 5 wins for Gillingham, and 9 draws. They do have Dominic Samuel up top though, so I think this is going to go one way and one way only. 2 wins of the past 6 games between the two sides going in favour of Shrewsbury. 1 win for Gillingham and 3 draws. Last time the played was in Gillingham. It was a 2-0 win for Gillingham. Stuart O'Keefe and Ollie Lee on the score sheet from the penalty spot for Gillingham. Last time they played each other in Shrewsbury, it was a 1-1 draw back in October 2019. Stuart O'Keefe again. Omar Beckles as well for Shrewsbury. Heading into this, Gillingham are actually undefeated in 18 of the last 20 matches in League 1, and they've also Shrewsbury actually lost their last 3 home matches as well, conceding 2 goals in those last at least 2 goals in those last 3 matches. Heading into this, Gillingham have actually lost once of the past 4. That was against Stoke in the Cup. Meanwhile, just 1 defeat the past 4 as well for Shrewsbury. That was against Northampton in the league. 7-5 for Shrewsbury. That's bookies odds. 21-10 is your draw. 15-8 is your away win for Gillingham. Gillingham coming into this in 7th spot, and a win for them could go top of the pops, boys and girls. Could go top of the pops. Meanwhile, their opposition Shrewsbury in 20th. A win for them could go as high as 8th. Of course, the new arrival of Gillingham gives them a bit of an edge, cutting edge as well. I'm going with the 2-1 win for Gillingham, again, to get them back-to-back wins, or at least back-to-back wins. Might be more than that. But boy, a big boost for Gillingham, the Gills. And wrapping up, Wigan up against Doncaster, of course. Wigan, the last 6, these two sides played each other 9 times in the past. 4 wins for Wigan, 2 wins for Doncaster, and 3 draws. The last 6, though, between the two sides, 2 wins apiece, and 2 draws as well. Last time the played each other was in Doncaster. It was 2018, was a 1-0 win for Wigan. It was a Will Gregg special. He was on fire back in the day. Last time I played at Wigan was a 3-0 win in 2017, same season in League One. Ryan Clough with a couple of goals, and Michael Jacobs on the score sheet as well. Doncaster are actually undefeated in the last 5 matches in League One. They come into this 1 defeat of the past 5, and that was against, of course, the mighty blue and white 3-2 winners. Meanwhile, Wigan, back-to-back wins for them. Of course, picking up a win against someone's academy, Liverpool's academy, 6-1 win, and they also beat Portsmouth last time around, 2-1 win in the league as well. So back-to-back wins, maybe a bit of confidence finally coming through their veins. Of course, bookies odds, 7-5 for Wigan, 7-4 is your Doncaster, and 23-10 is your away win on this one. Do I go with Wigan? Well, I'll tell you what, the situation at the table, win for Wigan in 17th could go as high as 6th. Their opposition, Doncaster, are doing pretty well for themselves in 4th, and win for them could go top of the pops. I think I'm going with a draw on this, aren't I? Yeah, I'm going to go with a 0-0 draw on this. Cannot separate the two sides. Can you? Make sure you get your Picaroonies in nice and early for League One Picaroonies. And if I'm right, which I bloody well hope I will be, this is what the table will look like after match day number 4. Ipswich leading the charge alongside Hull as well. Lincoln dropping off a little bit in 3rd, and Gillingham. Dominic Samuel, FC, leading the charge into 4th spot. Into 5th, Doncaster and Wimbledon still in the top 6 with 8 points. Down the foot of the table, Rochdale, Milton, Keynes, Bristol, Rovers, and Shrewsbury Town going down as it stands. Be sure to get your Picaroonies in nice and early for this one, and of course all the other shows that are on the channel at the moment. Make sure you check all of them out. And again, that's it. That's all I've got for you in League One. Be sure to get your predictions in nice and early. Of course, give the video some love in. Smash that thumbs up. Smash the subscribe if you're new, and of course check out the description. Links to my other social media platforms are in there: Twitter, Facebook, of course, Patreon if you want to support the channel in another way. Patreon's the ways to do it. Until then, Patreon it out, all that kind of stuff. Oh, and all that. Be safe out there. Of course, international break is the week after this. I don't know. I think I'm still stuck. I think I don't get no rest, and now that I'm taking on all these leagues. But we'll be back. We'll be back very, very soon. Of course, for some more League One Picaroonies. Get in there. See how you're doing. Come on, Prediction Kings. Maintain your charge. Until then, though, I'll see you all later.